welcome back. Conversations continue with G, also known as Ghenete. That's perhaps on the earlier segment. We heard Mr. David Muir, artist, mention her. And I'm going to read, I don't like you, class, but I'm going to read. She's labeled Wifey, is one of David's your biggest supporter. This is what he said about you.
Okay.
Okay? So but tell us a little about yourself, because there's so much stuff here. You his favorite subject, photography. I'm reading all this.
Okay.
So
you said wife. I think you mean
ex-wife.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we were married for 17 years, and I've known him since I was a teenager. We met in high school back in Kingston, Jamaica. So we're blessed with this a wonderful relationship still. Like even though we're no longer married, we still have a great friendship, and we share children and many years of our lives together. We married 17 years, but we were together for maybe 9 or 10 years before that. So that's the greater part of my life. I feel like I've known him my entire life. And I feel like what he does with his art, photography, he also does music, he does artist management. I've always been inspired by what he does and always happy to support him and everything.
I found out you're one of his biggest supporters.
Yeah, I am, undoubtedly. And he's helped me a lot in my life.
Yeah,
he helped me a lot in my life. A major part for me, I've always been confident and blessed that my parents taught me that I'm beautiful and I'm bright. But in terms of accepting myself as a lesbian, that was something that was very difficult for me, especially coming from Jamaica.
Yeah, I know
it's not looked on
it's tough.
Right, it's in a very negative light, and it's becoming more and more acceptable, but still Jamaica has a long way to go. But he helped me a lot with accepting there's nothing wrong with being gay, accepting myself.
Your husband?
Yeah, my husband. Yeah, So I know he said, you see a lot of what I do for him, but we don't see as much of what he's done for me, but that's a major thing that he did for me to help me accept myself. So it was a long journey.
At some point, you guys had to be friends. That's why I said people relationship, you got to be friends before anything else. Because if you didn't have that friendship, that respect, you couldn't go back to anything like that.
Right, exactly.
That's why normally chaos after.
Yeah.
Because people jump into that, rush.
No, we started off as friends, as teenagers, friends throughout our marriage, great friends, and of course more than friends when we were married, and now we are friends.
And you love him?
Love him, always will, always will. He's the father of my only 2 children. I love, of course, my sons. One of our sons, our older one is 18, just started in college, and then the baby is now 14.
And he had a previous...
Yeah, he has a son from before who is a wonderful young man now, in his 20s. Dynamic young man. All the boys are amazing. As you can imagine, very good looking.
I'm sure.
Right, I know, right?
Beautiful people.
That's the only thing that could occur. And very bright kids as well. So we're blessed with all 3 of them.
We're going to talk a little bit more about what you do, but I want to know that you also was an attorney, is an attorney.
I am an attorney. I am an attorney. Yes, I'm an attorney. I've been an attorney for 6 years.
Attorney is your job, but your passion is...
Well, you know what? I would say overall my passion is serving and helping people, so it ties into a lot of what I've been doing my entire life. So as a lawyer, I'm able to do that, serve the community, and my passion does lie with the law, but I also have great passion in terms of being a promoter of events in the LGBT community, creating new spaces for especially LGBT women. I have a great passion for that.
Tell us some, I know what LGBT is, but some people out here don't know.
Okay. So LGBT is L is for lesbian, G is for gay, B is for bisexual, T is for transgender. So it's a nice umbrella that covers people. Some people that say queer as well. So it could also be LGBTQ. Right. So pretty much people who are not heterosexual.
Yes.
And not
loving the same gender is what I call it.
Yeah. So that's what that's
loving the same sex.
Yeah. And it also involves people who gender identity, like you say, I'm a woman, but I dress as a man mostly. I feel very comfortable, and more comfortable in male's clothes. So that's the T, where it's kind of like what do you call it, gender non-conforming. So I never conform with really like dressing as a woman is supposed to dress. I have at some points in my life, I have worn dresses,
you have worn dresses.
but I was
never comfortable.
Never comfortable. Wow. And as a little girl, my mom said I was 4 years old when I told her no more dresses. So something from my entire life. So I was a tomboy. That's something remains consistent. Like that's something my entire life, that I've been for sure.
When did you, when you became, that wasn't our subject today, but I'd like to know, because I know there's a lot of children out there, young people out there, at times they go through a lot, not knowing exactly how do they go to their parents when they experience those feelings.
You mean to know that you're gay?
Yeah, to know that they're loving the same sex,
Yeah. Well, I knew in my young 20s, I knew that because of my gender identity, being a tomboy, that I was always different. I was always a different girl from most girls.
But that's not necessarily all, because
exactly,
right,
so very different. So I knew I was confident as a tomboy, I knew it, I loved my energy, a lot of male energy, I always appreciated it, but always loved boys. I didn't love girls, I wasn't attracted to women. So by the time I was in my 20s, or didn't know, because I'd actually share that I was also, as we talk about Jamaica being homophobic, that I was homophobic as well. Wow. So, I really felt it was wrong, which made it, of course, much more difficult for me to accept myself. So, I think the first thing is to first accept that there's nothing wrong with loving the same sex, with being whoever you are. There's nothing wrong with that. That is the main thing.
To who you
are.
To
accept yourself, your authentic self, and to love yourself. That's the first step. There's nothing wrong with it, and there's nothing wrong with you. And the first person I told was my husband at the time. I told David. The first person I came out to is myself.
I can
That's the hardest
imagine
part.
what you have, but to accept it is one thing, but then to the person who loves you, who's in that relationship with you, and you're about to let them know, this is, I love you, but I'm just not, there with you.
Well, our first son it was a long time ago. I mean, we've had a long journey. So I told him when our first son was about 18, was about 1. So we were actually able to continue to have a wonderful, thriving marriage after that, for many, many years. So we did have many good years. I have great memories. I have no regrets. Really.
And you still make them now, but just in a different
Yeah, just a different way. And he supports me in what I'm doing in so many ways too. Yeah. I've done, especially because when I came out as openly gay, I had to figure out so what do I do now? Where do I go? And I saw
Did your friends change anything?
some new people in my life. My old friends, still my friends, but created new friendships, people from my world, and also created spaces. I created an event called Thou Art Woman, and that's an event you should come to that, you would love it.
Yeah.
It's an open mic, anybody can perform, poetry, singing, dance. We always have some feature performers, so you're going to get someone who's very established, poets usually, or singers or dancers, but open mic for people to share their creativity, and that's done very well. And also coming up soon is doing a film screening for a Jamaican film called Taboo Yardies, coming up.
Yeah, that was our next touch-up. It's a documentary.
It's a documentary film. And and the
screening is on 11/18?
Yeah, so it's November 18th, 6 p.m. at Brown College at Davie campus. And if you want to learn more about it, you could go to Facebook and go Taboo Yardies film screening, and you'll see it there. There's an event there. And you can also go to Eventbrite and go to Taboo Yardies, and it's there. That's actually to support Jamaicans who are the LGBT community in Jamaica, because that's the ones who have it, the people who have it the hardest. In America, we have right now same-sex marriage, equality, marriage equality, many great things. In Jamaica, it's still very difficult for people there. So I'm actually working
in Africa too.
Yes, a lot of places still. So we're very fortunate in America. There's still, of course, homophobia here, but we're leaps and miles ahead of where a lot of places are. So one of my passions is really helping Jamaicans in the LGBT community in Jamaica. I'm working with an organization called Quality of Citizenship Jamaica. A young lady, Angeline Jackson, who's the director of it, reached out to me, and our President Obama was
Okay, I was just about to, I couldn't remember her name, but I wanted to mention her. Yeah. I read her blog and the writing she did. Amazing.
Oh yes, she's 25 years old.
I had tears.
She shares a very devastating story of what took place with her, but it led her to where she is now. Barack Obama went to Jamaica and acknowledged her for her work, her courage and bravery. She's on tour, so she's coming on Wednesday. She's traveling in to come with the filmmaker, who's Selena Blake. So they're traveling in so that people after the screening can actually talk to.
They'll be here in the States?
They will be here. They'll be here on Wednesday. You should come.
Yeah, I'm going to do my
Come. They're going to be here. So after we watch the film, the documentary film Taboo Yardies, which shares what it's like in Jamaica. And yes. So after that, you can actually have that opportunity to speak to the filmmaker.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah. So
God, you got so much
going on. And I actually just started. If you go to Facebook and go Very GTV, that's a space I started to really promote any LGBT events and thoughts and sometimes humor, anything about. Because sometimes one of the main things we have, especially as a Jamaican, is that we're supposed to be invisible. We know that every culture has people who are in the LGBT community, but there's been pressure to like stay in the closet. And one of the things I'm doing, and people like Angeline Jackson, is the opposite. We're being very visible to really help people.
I think
in so
that
many
if you
ways.
allow people, if you don't allow people to be themselves, I mean that's what I've always since I was little. If you don't allow people to be themselves, you're totally going to miss out on that person because you really don't know who you're with, who you're spending time with, laughing with. I would rather someone tell me, you know what, I have this bad habit, but I get to know that person for who she is, than to hide it and find out, well, I didn't know that. That's why you see people sometimes on the news, they say, well, oh my God, I thought this, well, yeah, they couldn't be themselves with you.
Themselves.
You can allow that. You got to allow that, you know, to say, you know, well, you want someone to love you for who you are. You know, why don't you do the same?
Yeah, I'm
If you don't understand it, tell me. I want to know. The first time I heard LBTG, I didn't know what to do. You know, I didn't know exactly what it was. So I Googled.
Okay. Well, yeah.
And, you know, I want to thank you for sitting down with me. I know there's a whole lot more.
Oh, yeah.
We'll catch up again.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
His love is in the air, and as David met her. Okay, we'll keep that for next time.
Well, we'll see you talk to more about David and I, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my ex here, support him on everything he does.
Is there Louis?
Oh, yeah, I have a girlfriend. Yeah.
And David met her?
Yeah, David supported him on my relationship. Oh, yeah, I have a beautiful girlfriend. Yeah.
Does David cook? I didn't want to ask him.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. He's cooking more now that we're not together. When we were together, he did the barbecue. I'll give him that. He did the grilling. But other than that, not so much. But now he's somewhat of a chef cooking with our youngest son who loves to cook too.
God, you guys are so amazing.
Yeah, but
I love everything about you guys.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay. I love your hair too, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I want to thank G as she goes by, you know, Ghenete. And just thank you and for watching. And for those of you viewing, children who are experiencing, feeling different, you know, don't shut in. Talk to someone. And then for you, when your friends share that, they have different feelings. Don't make them wrong. Simply listen. We can begin by just listening, okay? Because we all have something to share in the world, you know, that is amazing about us. So don't shut anybody out. And I want to thank you guys for watching. See you next time on Simply MJAD. Cheers. Take care.